morning, it's Friday the 22nd of June 2018. Welcome to Bracknell and this morning's United Kingdom talk, boys and girls. I'm getting on very well with my Lego. Did you see that on the other shot there? Just a moment. One and two, number two. There were. You can see it. There we are. Look. This is my Lego caravan type thing. Might be better over here, actually. There we are. My Lego caravan type thing. I'm into Lego now. And this is ever since great nephew George bought me a bus, and great niece Emily bought me a Lego Rose while I was in Legoland. The Rose came in a box already made, and the bus I had to make myself, and I did, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. What a wonderful therapeutic way of passing time it is, putting Lego together. Look, and I bought this caravan thing. Comes in a box like this. Okay, and I think there's 3 bags of bits in there. And remember, I am just learning, so it's like ages 5 to 12. This is the one that this is suitable for. Ages 5 to 12. And if you fancy having a go, I would start with something like that. Don't go and buy the biggest thing you can find, and so because you'll be, oh my God, how am I going to do this? I bought this, and this was bad enough, to be honest, at first, but I've really got into it, and I've got so far now. Oh, hang on, is that coming off? Is that on properly? That's not on properly. Just a minute. Oh, why isn't that on properly? Come on you go. There we are. And I've done this so far. This is my I don't know what you would call this. It's like a caravan, but it's a lorry. What's that called? Is that a trailer? I think it's called a trailer. Anyway, there's the front. That's all done now. And I've got so far with the back now. Isn't that great? Look, and you get little stickers. The hardest thing is getting the stickers on straight. Isn't it weird? And inside, you can see inside, and there's all these little bits. A little cup there. There's chairs. The chairs move. Look, let me move the chairs. Okay. Oh, that's fallen up. And not only that, right? It opens. Look. Ah, I love it. I love it. So I've got into Lego. So this is nearly finished now, funnily enough. I came in last night from a night out, which I'll tell you about. And that little cupboard here, little cupboard opens. Can you see that? Look, little cupboard. I think that's an oven. That's the oven. That's the oven. And the oven pulls down. Look at that. Opens like that, and you put this all together. Nothing is made. You put the entire thing together with the little bricks and things like that. The funny thing was, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So I thought I'd show you how far I'd got. That will, put that there like that. That will more than likely be finished tomorrow. Because as I say, I did a bit yesterday afternoon, a bit last night, and I've done a bit this morning as well, which is why one of the reasons I'm a little bit late this morning. I love it. And the funny thing with Lego is you open the bag. Any of you do Lego at all watching this morning? Any of the girls or any of the boys? Do let us know if anyone else has done this before. Honestly, if you've got time to kill, go up to your toy shop and get yourself a box of Lego. It's great. You can either get like the little bricks and make whatever you want, or you can get, I think it's called Lego. Oh, what's it called? That's Lego City, I think. Yes, it is. Lego City. This is Lego City, and they all do different ones. I think there's Lego Technic and Lego Disney or Princess or something like that, which is supposed to be for little girls, which is fine. And get yourself a box of that and have a go. The funny thing with it is, right, so you tip the bits out and then you're looking for a bit and you think to yourself, oh, that bit isn't there. I'm going to have to ring them up and saying there's a part missing. Let me tell you, there's never a part missing. You just can't see it. It's true. You can have all these parts spread out on the table and you get a little booklet. Here's a booklet. Here's one of the booklets. This is the bus booklet. And it gives you step-by-step instructions on what to do, you see. So, number one. There's number one. It gets you to identify the part that you need. Okay? And then shows you at the bottom. And then number 2 gets you to identify these 2 bits and tells you what to do with them at the bottom there. See? And you can have all these bits spread out on the table in front of you. And you might be looking for a small white bit. Oh, it's not here. Oh, I can't believe it. This isn't here. And 10 minutes later, it just appears in front of you. It's like magic, boys. It's all very strange. and mysterious it is. I'm sure the magic Lego fairy comes in, steals a bit. You go, and while you're not looking, you do something else, come back, and there it is in front of you. There's never a bit missing. I bet there is never, ever a bit of Lego missing. I love it. I absolutely love it. So that's my Lego. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Let's say hello to some people this morning. A very good morning to, first of all, on Facebook Live, Adam the Plumber. Good morning, Adam. I hope you're well. Someone was asking about boilers. It was actually me asking about boilers yesterday, but you don't do anything to do with heating, do you? So I can't really ask you. Good morning to Shane Cameron. Good morning, Shane. Alan Russell. Morning, Alan. Hope you're well. Ali. Good morning, Ali. Wayne Martin. Good morning, Sweet Cheeks. Good morning, Wayne. I've got 2 caravans to look over this weekend, in sites that are very close to each other. One slightly cheaper than the other. The other, the slightly, and it is only slight, the slightly more expensive one. Or here's the central heating question. The slightly more expensive one, Wayne, has already got central heating in it. And my nephew popped round to have a look at the site, and a bloke just happened to be in the other day, so he had a quick chat with him. And apparently he's replaced the caravan boiler with a domestic boiler, you know, that you would find in a house. And that don't sound right to me. I don't know if he got someone in to do it or did it himself. Some blokes are very good at doing this sort of thing, aren't they? Although with gas, you've got to be Corgi registered and all that. You don't want to muck around with gas. Oh dear, the slightest thing there. I mean, if you don't get an explosion, you could suffocate in your own caravan, dear. You know, I could wake up, I could be doing a show from the caravan and actually suffocate live on air. That'd get the ratings up, wouldn't it? Quickly watches, Chris is about to die. Oh, you'd love that, wouldn't you? Huh? Anyway, he's replaced the caravan boiler for one that would be in a domestic house. And I'm wondering, you know, is it possible to do that? Because it's a different type of gas, isn't it? Or at least I think it is. Yeah, it's bottled gas. It's those big orange bottles. And I was wondering if you can actually do that. Maybe you can do that. I don't know. Or maybe you have to change something inside. Whatever happens, you know, if I was to get one with central heating, the first thing I'd do would be to get a bloke round to check out the gas. You know, the installation of the central heating and all gas parts in there, because you don't want to have an accident with gas. I would pay someone, probably cost about 100 quid to 150 quid to get someone in and check the entire gas installation over, because I just would not muck around with it. I might take a risk with electricity. You know, I know a little bit about electricity. You know, if you touch the wire, you die. Simple as that. But gas, I know nothing about gas, and you don't want to be mucking around with that. So what do you reckon, Wayne? Do you think you can use a domestic boiler in place of a caravan one? The bloke told my nephew it works a lot better than the other one, so I don't know. Good morning to Ray Reynolds. Morning, Ray, who sent me a little message informing me that the great Barry Manilow, looks like we made it, was on the programme this morning on ITV. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Ray. I missed it, unfortunately. I got up a little bit too late to watch Barry this morning. And plus, it was on one of those ghastly programmes. The ITV breakfast stuff doesn't do anything for me at all. That Suzanne Reid, who's right up herself. Piers Morgan, who's just slimy and aggressive and arrogant, and he is Mr. Know-all all the time. Can't stand him. Followed by the ultra over-friendly Lorraine Kelly. Oh, how are you? Oh, it's lovely to see you. Oh, thanks so much for coming. I can't bear any of it, dear. No. I watch BBC Business News live. That's what I like to watch in the morning. Funnily enough, one of the presenters, one of the blokes on there, I think was he on this morning? One of them, and he's not that old, and he's clearly had Botox, because none of his forehead moves. It looks awful. I quite like Nashita. What's her name? Nashita, the dark-skinned girl. It's Naga. Quite like Naga on there. And young Ben, very good looking. He does the business. He does different programmes on the news channel. They seem to hop from one show to another, don't they? Quite like him. The older ladies on the BBC News, I quite like them. and all them. But one of the blokes, he's all right, but he's obviously had his face Botox and nothing moves. He's only about 36, I would say. Ray Reynolds has definitely not had any Botox. I can tell you that for a fact. I've been close up to Ray. Not that close. I've been close up to Ray. Good morning, Diane, Jeb. Morning, Diane. Good morning to Rebin. Ray says there's a programme brought to you by the makers of Lego. Yeah, we should be sponsored by Lego. We should. I've got my eye on Tower Bridge at the moment and the Houses of Parliament. They're about 300 quid. But you can get them, you can get old Lego. It was my sister that suggested this. You can get old Lego that's already been played with and taken apart again on eBay for perhaps a third of the price. But I think something like that, I'd be worried there'd be a bit missing. You know, whereas now, when you've got the brand new box opened up on the table, right? And you think there's a bit missing, and then you find it. That's a brand new box. Now, if I'd bought something on eBay, and I'm looking at it, and there's a bit missing, I would probably think definitely there was a bit missing if it was second hand. You know, I don't know. And plus, you've had someone's dirty old hands mucking around with your little bricks. I said bricks, haven't you? You don't want any dirty little hands on your nice little plastic bricks. I said bricks before you get your hands on them. No, I don't think I'd buy any second-hand Lego. I don't like the sound of that. And plus, you don't want... Surely no one would give second-hand Lego to children, would you? Because they, you know, a lot of them, they put it in their mouths and suck it away on the end of it. You don't know who's touched that thing, or what they've touched before, more likely. Oh... Morning, Shane. Got my son the Lego police station. My great-nephew George has got that, and he put it together all himself. I think his dad might have had a little bit of help. He's 5 years old, George. He's got the Lego police station, and my niece... I'll get a picture of it all for you next time I go up there. I'll ask George if I can have a picture of him and he's standing proudly next to his Lego collection that he's made himself. And he's got the police city station himself, the same as your son, Shane. I think it's a great toy, Lego. I don't know why I've never discovered it before, to be honest. I'm going to get another. I might go to town today and get another one. I think it's time to get another. I've had that one there 4 weeks or whatever, and that will be finished today. I must go. I might get another one today. Fortunately, where I live, we have Legoland very close. It's like 20 minutes down the road from me, Legoland. And when I went with my niece and her family a couple of weeks ago, I bought myself an annual pass. It was cheaper to buy an annual pass, which I think was £72, than buy 2 separate days. But the point is, in Legoland, as well as all the rides and all the shows and all that I can go to now for a whole year for nothing, right? Apart from that, they've got a massive Lego shop that everything is in there. Everything is in there. So, I mean, the toy shop near me, there's a few bits and pieces in there, but not an awful lot. You know, you stand there thinking, I don't know what one I want, you know, like that. Mind you, it'd probably be even worse in the big Lego stop in Legoland. And you would think, as my niece was telling me, you would think the Lego in Legoland would be dearer. And it's not. It's exactly the same prices as it is on all the other shops. Or perhaps, I don't know if Amazon sell Lego. They've got everything on Amazon, haven't they? You know? I don't think I'd buy one on Amazon. I'd quite like to stand there and look at all these boxes and boxes of just stuff to play with. This is the wonderful thing, chaps, let me tell you that, and ladies, about getting a little bit older and having time. You've got time to do these wonderful things that you never had time to do in your 20s because you're all too busy trying to make a bit of money and trying to pull someone. You get of an age, it don't matter anymore. I love it. Any youngsters watching today? Any millennials? Let me tell you, don't think it's all over at 50 because it's not. It gets better. Not only that, it doesn't bother you if you go out at night and come back alone. Doesn't matter. Don't care. Why don't I care? Got my Lego to play with now. I ain't got to kick anyone out in the morning. And if there's any older people knowing, in particular the fellas, you know exactly what I mean. You know what I mean. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so Shane's son has got Lego police station and police care and helicopter. Took me 2 days. Fantastic. I got my mate for his birthday a helicopter lesson, but the way I did it, I went out and bought a small Lego helicopter in a box. And so I gave it, there you go. You told me you like helicopters. I've got you this. And he's like, oh, wow. I could see the disappointment in his face as I, because he's not like, he don't like all this business. He wouldn't want to do Lego or anything like that. He's a bit more, I shouldn't really say this. He's a bit more girly. Hope he's not watching. He's a bit more girly as our Ronnie. Okay, a bit more. I mean, possibly I may get him a Barbie this year or something like that. Who's the other one? Cindy. Cindy is just a cheap copy of Barbie. Don't embarrass your kids by buying them a Cindy, boys and girls. Get them a Barbie. You want a Barbie? No Cindy's, a Barbie. Okay, no doubt there's all different colours of Barbies now as well to fit in with political correctness, which is okay. But yeah, get them a Barbie. All right, not a Barbie that you cook on. No, the doll with the hair and all that business. Oh dear. So yes, so I got him a helicopter, Lego helicopter in a box. And then I gave him the helicopter lesson after that. So he hasn't put that one together yet. Maybe he'll give it to me. I'll ask him. Look, Ron, you know that helicopter I bought you? You don't really want to play that. Can I have it? That saved me the money on buying a new toy today, wouldn't it? But I'll just go to the little shop today because I've got to go into town later on anyway and get some bits and pieces. Good morning to Mohammed, morning, who said you have a wonderful spirit, dear. Spirit of God in the clear running water, glowing to greatness, the trees on the hill. I know one more, dear. Thank you, Mohammed. I'm sure you have a good spirit as well. Wayne, mine has a full-sized boiler. So that's probably right then, isn't it, Wayne? But as I say, thank you, Wayne, for that information. But whatever happens, I will get someone in if either of these two are suitable this week. I might like one of them. One of them's cheaper than the other one, Wayne. I did tell you the price, didn't I? I don't like to talk prices and things like that. I told you the price. One of them's 3 cheaper than the other one last week. So we'll see where we come out this week. I might see them both and I'm thinking, no, I don't like those two either. It's like buying a house, a caravan, only look much cheaper. It really is. Morning to Billy Mac. Morning, Billy. Oh, I must tell you, Billy. Now, I won't tell you who, but someone confused you. Someone said, oh, it was nice to see because they were watching a live karaoke stream. There'll be another one tonight at 8:30, incidentally. Join me on either Facebook Live or YouTube tonight from about 8:30 for our live karaoke stream from Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Anyway, someone was watching it Monday or Friday, whenever you were there, and they confused you. They said it was nice to see Billy Mac. He's Kitty Litter, isn't he? And I said, no, Billy Mac is not Kitty Litter. That's William Coughlin, another friend of mine. He likes to shake up the old drag scene, he does. I love him. I think it's brilliant. There's a couple of them who are absolutely brilliant and they shake up the drag scene. So by that, I mean they upset all the other drag queens. I love it. I just sit back and watch it all going on. I love it, dear. So I had to correct them. No, Billy Mac is not Kitty Litter. Let me tell you that. That's William Coughlin, okay, if you want to look him up, who's just opened yet another bar in Liverpool. I see how long it takes him to run off with the money from that one. I don't know how these people get away with it. I don't know. Billy says BBC Breakfast had a debate on Love Island. Hardly better than ITV. Did they? I don't know. I've never watched that. I saw Love Island. I've seen the bits in the newspaper and that. I've seen what it's about. And apart from looking at perhaps nice fit bodies, not necessarily the face. Christ, there's some old dogs on there, isn't there, eh? No, not the girls, the blokes. There's some old dogs on there. Oh, dear me. But the bodies are nice, if you cut, probably on Love Island. And as I say, I've never seen it. If you could cut the heads off, if you could insert my head onto one of those bodies. I think that would be a vast improvement to that show, do you? And it just seems to be about people sleeping, snogging and rowing and fighting. No, doesn't do it for me at all, I'm afraid. So they were talking about that on BBC Breakfast this morning, were they? Oh, I missed that one. Ray, when you complete the Lego police station, it closes down and disappears. A lot of them are closing down, aren't they, Ray? What you going to do? You have to get yourself... you're going to have to electrify your house, Ray. That's the only way. Because if you get burgled, they're not going to come round anymore. They don't come round anymore, apparently. They're too busy, dear. Too busy. You know, the only time they come round, the police now, is if your house is burgled and you do something to the burglar. Then they're there in 30 seconds. Because you've hurt the burglar. It's true. It's true. Wayne, battery went. Oh, it's Mr. Thank you very much. The boiler will be fine. It's just the working pressure that's changed. Oh, okay. Mine works far better than a small caravan one. So that's why he's had it done then, Wayne, isn't it? Yes, something to do with pressure. I gather there's more energy in propane gas than there is in natural gas. That's I looked that up on the internet and I understood that much. So you've got to do something to the boiler first. But whatever happens, Wayne, I'd have it all checked out first, definitely. Oh, excuse me, a hiccup. I would really. I don't know if I can read that one, Ray. Russ, morning, my friend. Good morning to Russ, Philip Vernon this morning. Good morning, Russ. All right. Now, Ray Reynolds says, Barbie in a burqa, the new gift for Christmas. No, it wouldn't be Barbie in a burqa at Christmas because they don't celebrate Christmas, dear. That's a Christian thing. There will probably be a point of the year where they have different things like that. Christmas isn't one of them, I'm afraid. So you wouldn't be able to get that. It'd be Lego. Thank you. Billy, you need to get a man in to sort your plumbing out, dear. Oh, yes, I know that. Yes, it would be checked out first before, if I bought this particular one. Let's go over on the other platforms. Good morning on YouTube. Paul Mosley. Morning, Paul. JoAnnEss, good morning. Paul says, I'm first again. Do I get the Chris Reardon key ring? Now, funny, I saw your little message come up just as we were running the opening film there. And I thought, key rings? And I looked up, yes, I think that's an excellent idea because they're not too expensive. I've given away different things over the years. We've done mugs. They're quite expensive to give away. T-shirts are also expensive. Mouse mats were not expensive, but they are now. Key rings and pens. I might get some key rings and pens made, all right? Might just do that, okay, Paul? So we'll see about that. And if we do, you as soon as I do, which won't be for now because I've got to pay money for a caravan, dear. It doesn't just keep coming in, dear. It's going out, love, going out. I can barely afford to eat. I had a nice meal out last night, which I'll come to in a minute. So there we are. You can have that. Good morning to N. Hope you're well, N. Propane cylinders. That's right. That's what the caravans use. Some of them are actually plumbed into the gas mains. There's a site that I had been staying at, Willow Holt, which is in Lincolnshire, not too far away from my sister. They're all plumbed into the mains. They have mains gas there. Yeah, they've got all the pipe work laid out. And I think all these pipes go back to this big container somewhere on the site, and that serves all the caravans like that. Oh no, it would be propane, wouldn't it? It's not natural gas coming in one of those things. Presumably a lorry comes and fills up this great big thing, and that's how it all works there. It's good, isn't it? It's very clever, really. Has the guy on BBC News been Steve Dixon? Steve Dixon. Nixon. That's obviously a joke, isn't it? Steve Dixon. What's Steve Dixon? I don't get that. What's Steve Dixon? Please explain, thank you. Paul has been on this morning. His cafe has got worse. It don't move. Nothing moves up here. Honestly, it doesn't. His face doesn't move. Cafe? Are you using predictive texting? I bet you are. Play Mobile. Not done Play Mobile before. No, this is Lego. I know Play Mobile. Aren't they for the even younger children? I think a friend of mine actually bought a Playmobil plane last year from Hamleys, or it might have been the year before. I was astounded to how expensive it was. Over £100 this plane was. I think the Lego's a bit cheaper than that. I don't know. Good morning to Stephen Murray. Morning, Stephen. Come on, it's about time you got out that door, Stephen. You must be close to coming on for a singing night out now soon, aren't you? Eh? Let's have a look there. What's this? Someone getting a bit serious there. We don't really do serious on here. Who's that? Thunderbuddy. I don't. Something about a UK journalist being arrested. I don't know. A little bit serious for us here. We're very light-hearted here. Steve Dixon is on Sky News. Oh, has he had his face done as well, has he? No, don't really watch Sky News. I've only got that in standard quality, I'm afraid. The BBC News one is in high definition. Sky News, standard quality. I'm not paying for an upgrade, dear. No, I only watch the BBC News, and that's the one. Morning to Colin as well this morning. Fridge magnets. You can have fridge magnets. I don't know what they're all about, really. Why do you? My sister likes those. Whenever I go away somewhere, I buy her a fridge magnet. Perhaps I could have fridge magnets with a picture of my face on there for a large one. Did they do large ones? Large fridge magnets. I quite like the idea of that. All right. So last night, I had a nice night out last night. I met up with a friend of mine, Gareth, who I know from when he was a very young boy, and he used to be coming into the Black Cap, and he's now 36 years old. And I met up with him last night, and and I was saying to him last night, it's very sad, really. I worked with hundreds and thousands of people and met thousands of people in the various places that I've worked over the years, and very, very few of them have ever kept in touch. It's funny that, isn't it? Can you imagine all the people that used to come up to me, perhaps in the Black Cat, whereas this was a pub in North London, and it closed a couple of years ago. People are trying to reopen it, and full marks of them. Will it reopen? I don't think it will, to be honest. I think it would have happened by now, but they haven't given up, and absolutely top marks for them for carrying on, and I'm very supportive of them and what they do there. But thousands and thousands of people I must have met, and probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe no more than 10 of them I'm in contact with them. Regular contact, 5. That's all. Anyway, I've kept in contact with Gareth over the years. Sometimes he disappears for a while, and then he comes back again, and see him. And I met up with him last night, and he's over in southeast London. So I met him at Greenwich Odeon. Now there's two Greenwich. There's 2 cinemas in Greenwich, and if it wasn't for the fact that I messaged him and I said I'll meet you near B&Q. At which point, apparently, because he was telling me this last night, I got there about 2 minutes. I hate being late. I'm 2 minutes late. And the reason I got there late is because it took forever to get there. The traffic was horrendous. I come all the way around the M25. It was 70 miles to get to Greenwich from here. Now, in a straight line, it's not 70 miles. I tell you that now. It's 70 miles to go all the way around. Okay? And then you come on the A2, that's it, the A2, and when you get near Greenwich, the roads become incredibly complicated. So complicated. You've got your sat nav on there, and it says, turn right, and or go slightly left, and you can't see. The roads are so close together that you can't see where the hell you're going. And there were several times I went down the road and I've got to go back again. I've had to do a U-turn and come back again. I hope there were no U-turns anywhere, because I'll probably get about 10 tickets tomorrow morning in the post. Awful. Trying to find this place was just horrendous. And it's a big place. The trouble is, you're at the back of it, and you can't see the cinema or B&Q, or, funnily enough, the Dome from this particular place. And I knew you could see the Dome from the cinema. I'm driving round and round. Oh, God blimey. Anyway, I found it eventually and got into the car park, which, again, I found that confusing. Is it free or what? I'm finding signs up saying car park, and and it said to pay, call this number, and then it said 5 hours free. So presumably you can be in there for 5 hours free of charge. So I parked up, and Gareth was already there. He was waiting outside Pizza Hut. So we went into Pizza Hut. Very good service in there, I have to say. It wasn't that busy in there. We were talking to the girl, and she said, you don't want to come here on a Saturday. It is ridiculously busy. And we run out of things like spoons. On Saturday, they ran out of spoons, apparently. Probably someone nicking them all. You know what they're like in South East London, dear. I'm from there, so I should know. I spent most of my life nicking spoons and toilet rolls from various different venues. It's true. So, we are having the pizza, and I've ordered the pizza, and I'm sitting there. I just had a margarita with a few bits of pineapple on there. I think he had a dead animal type pizza. That's cheese, pizza base, and some sort of dead animal on top. So he had a dead animal pizza. And while they were cooking, I thought, I didn't order the garlic bread. So I went, can I have some garlic bread? Yeah, no problem. And that was there in minutes. The garlic bread arrived. Lovely, like French sticks. All cut up, 4 bits of French stick garlic bread. And the pizza arrived within 10 minutes of us ordering. Fantastic service. We had Coca-Cola, I can't remember whether it was Zero or whatever. And that was it. And while we were there, I noticed the couple sitting next to us. She had a voucher on her iPhone. I thought, I wonder. So I quickly went on my iPhone and I typed in vouchers for Pizza Hut. Hey presto, 33% off voucher, which saved us a tenner. That was worth doing. Just sat there, type, and there it was, a voucher for 10 quid. On 33% off, which was just under £3, just under £10. It was about £9.60 or something like that. It was. So we got that off the bill. Well happy with that. I'll give her a £5 tip anyway. And then we went into the cinema and we went to see the dinosaur film. Okay, so the IMAX cinema we went to in on the Greenwich Peninsula it is, because there's 2 cinemas in Greenwich. That's what I was saying to you. And I said, meet me at the one, and I'll be quite near B&Q. And he said to his mate, he was telling me this at the pizza. He said to his mate, he said it's near B&Q. The cinema's not B&Q. And his mate said to him, oh, you mean the one on the Greenwich Peninsula? Apparently there's 2 of them in Greenwich. So we're very lucky to actually meet up at all. I'm giving out disinformation here. So we went in there. We weren't in the IMAX. There was a 3D version at 8 o'clock and a 2D version at 9:15. And I said to him, because I met him at 8, I said, do you want to see the 3D one or do you want to see the other one? If we go and see the 3D one, we'll have to have a pizza afterwards. He said, no, go and see that one. We're sitting there having our dinner. And I said, to be honest, I don't like going to see 3D ones. And he said, before I even said anything, he said to me, neither do I. I find them a bit dark. And I really do. I've stopped going to watch 3D pictures at the cinema because it's just so dim. Even if you're sitting right at the front, the picture is dim. So I only go and see the normal 2D ones now. We had a couple of ice creams, I think, up the escalator, sat down. There were 2 other people in there. So we've gone in there. And this bloke who was sitting there with his girlfriend, he shouts out, all right, lads. He said, you better get sat down quickly. All the seats are going very fast. And we were laughing. There was no one else in there. So we sat down in the middle and we're chatting away. And then we heard another couple come in, right? So the entire cinema, apart from a young couple who was sitting at the back, God knows what they were doing to each other while the film was on. But the entire cinema, was empty. We're sitting sort of in the middle near the front. Another couple come in and sit in the 2 chairs directly behind us. What's all that about? They had the entire cinema to sit in, anywhere they could sit that they wanted to sit there, all right? And yet they decided to sit behind us and have loud conversations. Most annoying. Very, very annoying. So just before the adverts come on, and they're chatting and eating loud things. I got up and I said, do you reckon I'm going to make it to the toilet? He said, yeah, go on then. So I went out to the toilet, come back out. When I come back again, I went down a few more rows. I said, come sit down here. So we sat away from them. We moved away from the noise, dear. Why would you sit directly behind? I reckon they were robbers. I reckon they were waiting to steal my man bag. They were waiting to steal my super dry little plastic man bag that I purchased a while ago for £20 from Superdry. It's outrageous. Noise, noise, noise. I can't bear people that talk incessantly. You know that, dear. Anyway, so the film went on. I can't remember. Jurassic Park, Lost World or something like that, I think it was called. Very good. Yeah, really good. Really enjoyed the film. My favourite is the big vegetarian dinosaur. I don't know what it's called. Great big neck it's got like that. I like that one. And the tiny little dinosaurs when they're like that big and they're running around. They're like children, they are. Baby dinosaurs that are running around. Highly recommended. Go and see it. The new Jurassic Park film is indeed very good. So we watched that. After that, I dropped him home. And then the route home, oh my God. Well, you take your life in your hands. You really do. It took me through Deptford and Peckham. Jesus Christ. That is an experience. That is, you do not stop the car while you're going through Deptford and Peckham. Even if the lights are red, you must keep moving. Because the moment you stop, they're like locusts. They descend on your car, dear, and start taking bits off. You know, like the, I'm just trying to think of an example now. Like the animals in a safari park, like the tigers and the lions and things like that. And they descend on your car, my love. Do not go to Deptford or Peckham. Dangerous areas, dear. Dangerous. So I got through there as quickly. You look around. It looks all very dodgy. You can see drug deals going on and everything. No police. No police anywhere protecting poor little Chris. I'm lucky to be here this morning. I am. God's sake, man. Got through there. Came through Vauxhall, Battersea. Then I was tempted, boys and girls, last night. I thought on the way back, because I realised it was 12 o'clock. I was 2 hours late for my pills. I'd forgotten my pills. I thought I'd better get a drink. So I was going to stop at McDonald's in Wandsworth. They got a drive-through thing there. Anyway, I pulled in there. I thought, I'll just have one milkshake. I haven't had a milkshake for months. Months and months and months I haven't had a milkshake. So I thought I'll have one on the way home. I pulled in there. Oh, my God, it's so busy. This is about 12:30 at night. It was packed in there. The drive-through, and I'm not a fan of drive-thrus. I'm really not. I mean, how lazy can you be that you don't even want to get out the car and walk into a restaurant? Costa Coffee, they've got Costa Coffee drive-thrus now as well, where you don't have to get your fat, lazy arse out of the car. It's disgusting. It's awful. I mean, it really is. And this drive-through, there's about 10 cars in the queue there waiting to order their bits and pieces. And you push a button, you don't even see anyone. You push a button, I'll have a Big Mac, please. And you don't even get out of that car. I think it's awful, drive-throughs. I really do. Anyway, so I was going to pull in and park in and go in, but that was packed with the car. There was nowhere in the car park to park. I saw queues in there, so I went round and come back out again, and I went to the BP garage and got a Coke Zero in there. And as I haven't had for weeks and weeks, I thought I'll have a bag of crisps on the way home. This is something I don't usually do. Slimming World and all that business, you know. Very, very rare for me to eat crisps now. And I got home, no traffic really, so that was nice. Came back here, and then I started playing on Legoland, you see. Playing with my Lego. Putting my Lego together. And then suddenly it was like 2:45 in the morning. I thought, my God, it's got a bit late. That was my night yesterday. So the dinosaur film is very good. Go and watch it if you fancy something to do at the weekend, okay? Good morning to Maureen. Thanks very much for your text, Maureen. Morning to you, my darling. Hope all is well there. Are you along tonight? I've got your new song. I don't know if you're along tonight or not. Because we've got karaoke tonight, boys and girls. Would you like to see the poster? Yes. Karaoke tonight at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Starts at 8:30 and finishes at midnight. I look like I've got a fat face there. Look how fat my face is there, and look how it is now. Look at this. One moment. Fat face there. Thin face now. All right, Maureen. And good morning to Rob in the Wirral. who says, after... Oh, I can't get that open. 1 minute. After yesterday's show, I suddenly remembered the shake and vac advert. Remember that one? Yes! Do the shake and vac and put the freshness back. Do the shake and vac and put the freshness back. Love that advert. Great jingles in the 1970s, Rob, in the Wirral. They really were. Carol Kirkwood is Rob's favourite on BBC Breakfast. I think I'll go along with that as well. Carol Kirkwood, who does the weather. She's nice, she is. We like Carol Kirkwood. Some more of your messages coming through there, boys and girls. If you'd like to pay for a rental for your cable company. What's that, James? Sorry. Oh, were you talking to someone else? I beg your pardon. Yeah. James, so sorry. I've been so busy telling my stories here. Where are we? Bum, bum, bum. James says, I've heard in the UK you need a licence to own a television. Is that true? Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah, we pay... are you in... Whereabouts are you? If you're in the States, well, it's about £140. So it's about 180, 190 US, really, to have a television here in the UK. We have to pay a licence to have a television in the UK, yeah. Over period, over time, governments have said no, we'll do away with the TV licence, but it's never been done away with. So I don't know. I think eventually it probably will be done away with, and then the BBC will sink into the state of ITV, I'm afraid, which is not in a good state really. Mini joke. Pineapple is actually related to a sea urchin. No, it's not. No, it ain't. Where'd you get that from? Pineapple is related to a sea urchin? I don't know. I don't think so. No, they're not. Pizza the panda. I have panda tat. I don't know what that means. Happy Pride Month. Thank you, N. Let's have a look. Alan says everyone's nicking your pens. They are nicking pens. Eventually we'll run out of pens at the karaoke if you just keep nicking them. What are you going to do then? Oh, we ain't got a pen. No, we ain't. Yeah, because you nicked them all. Probably you, Alan. You look like the sort of person that would steal pens and try and sell them on the black market. Hey, have you got a stall in Camden selling my nicked pens from the bank? Actually, people have started bringing in a few pens from betting shops and things like that. If you can get hold of any pens, anyone who brings any pens in and just drop them in the little box that is at the front of the stage, that would be much appreciated. Thank you. Good morning, Angela Walters. Morning, Angela. Gary Redpath, good morning to you. Have a good day to you, Gary. It's nice to see you, sir. Ray says Greenwich is lovely during the day on this time of the year. You can go several ways. DLR from Stratford or Cannon Street by rail, or on a slow boat or clipper from Charing Cross or anywhere on the Thames. You remember, Ray, you said you could go on like an hour's boat trip going the other way. You remember we went on a boat trip. We can go the other way. And we did indeed check that out. It's actually a lot longer than that. I think it's a 4-hour boat trip. 2 hours one way and 2 hours the other. We're not sure that we want to go on a boat for that long period of time, which goes to Hampton Court, I think, from Richmond or somewhere like that. But we might do that before the summer's out. Alan's based in Peckham. Well, you know what it's like there then, didn't you, Alan? Angela, funny you will never have a fat arse. You're too skinny. I've had a very fat arse, Angela, if you don't mind me saying so. I have. I've got pictures to prove it. Would you like me to send you some naked pictures of my bum? Would you like that? Perhaps I could post them on your wall for all your friends to see as well. Eh? My favourite all-time commercial advert, the British Airways one. Aha! No one reminded me, did you? We'll take more care of you. I'm going to play it for you. Let's find that now. British Airways. I've played this before. There we go. There it is. British Airways 1970s advert. Fantastic music. Very, very patriotic. Here it is.
We'll take more care of you. There's sunshine, a familiar face, a whole world waiting for you. There's all the fun of getting there, all the people and places British Airways can take you to. We'll take more care of you. Fly the flag.
flag. Fly British Airways.
There we are. That is my best, most favourite advert of all time, Alan. And thank you very much for asking for it. I love it. Unfortunately, British Airways is a distant shadow of the once great airline that it was. It really isn't doing much for people. The economy, your food has been slashed on there. Cuts. What they've got is a bloke running it now who used to run, of all things, a budget airline. Completely the wrong person to be running such a wonderful, what was the world's favourite best airline. It was. No doubt in my mind. Now it's not. You talk to the cabin crew and they will tell you they are not what they used to be. A lot of them have left as well. They just don't like working there anymore. So British Airways, a shame. Could it ever be pulled back? Yeah, I think it could, with the right man running it, I suppose. I think I'd be very good at running British Airways. I mean, for example, these shows would be the only option. These shows that you're watching at this moment, me, okay? They would be the only videos available on the British Airways flights. We wouldn't have any boring films, like, I don't know, Lost in Space or Mission Impossible. Wouldn't be any films like that. It would only be selections of, not selections. What we'll do is upload my entire back catalogue of YouTube, Facebook Live shows for people on the planes to watch. Now, don't you think that's an excellent idea? I do. I think it's excellent. And then foreign people who are trying to learn English will be able to learn it while just flying out in the air. What a wonderful idea that is. I wouldn't charge people. I'm not a greedy person. I know a lot of greedy persons. Most of them run pubs. There are some very, very greedy people out there. I'm not a greedy person. It would all be done free of charge. No fee. No fee. I mean, I did offer my shows to Michael O'Leary from Ryanair. And he says, oh yes, Chris, we'd love to. I'm not very good at accents, I must warn you. Oh yes, Chris, top of the morning to you. We'd love to run your shows on Ryanair. How much can we charge people? I said, well, you can't charge people. They're free of charge. Oh, we must charge people. We like to give away the flights free of charge. And then it's £35 for a cup of coffee. How much can we charge for your show? I said, no, I can't allow you to charge. Well, I'm afraid we won't be able to carry your show on Ryanair. Good day. And put the phone down. Rude. Aha, there she is. Mary Morn is in the house. Good morning, Mary. Mary had radiotherapy yesterday. Rays of radio coming to... Not you, Ray Reynolds. Rays of radio waves coming towards her head yesterday. Talked to Mary on the phone yesterday just after we finished the... No, you haven't missed it yet, Mary. We've got about another 10 minutes or so to do. All right, darling. She was telling me yesterday they have to wear a mask before they go in for radiotherapy. She's got a little bit of a growth in her head. And they put this mask is like very soft and supple. A little bit like my skin. Soft and supple. Oh, yes, soft, supple skin. Soft and supple. That's because of the bio oil I put on. It's all very sad, really. I wipe this bio oil into my face in the thought that it makes me look younger. It's probably like these people who do plastic surgery to themselves, isn't it? Or they go and get their face done. And they come out these surgeries after having lips and think, oh, I'm so much happier with the way I look now. I don't know, they come out looking like hideous monsters. I probably look like that after I put the bio oil on, but I've convinced myself that it does make me look a bit younger. Anyway, apparently, you have this radio waves. Mary was telling me she had, I think, 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. She was telling me before she went to have it done, they put this mask on, which is all soft and pliable, and they kind of put it around and they make a little holes for your nostrils. But you can't move your head. You go in this machine and it's very, so you can't it's all very tight. And the mask goes hard over the period of time, I think. Either when you're in there or before you go. And when you come out, they have to chip it off with a knife. They do. There's a bloke, she comes out of the machine and the bloke gets to work straight away with her hammer and chisel. Bang, bang, bang on your face to get this mask off. peel it off. Is it like a plaster, Mary? You know, I like doing it. You know, with the plasters, you can either go, or you can go, whoosh. I'd be frightened my nose was going to come off in the mask, to be honest, Mary. Do be careful. Where are you now? Let's have a look. Where's our little message there? Ba-ba-ba-bam. Oh, I'll have to go down a bit now. Gustav, good morning. The only way you'd run out of pens if is Metro Bank closed forever. I do hope not. They give away the pens in Metro Bank. Boxes of them, literally. It's not me. I'll be honest. It's not me that goes in there. There's someone, I cannot reveal their name. They had a very respectable job, and I do not want them to be disowned by the respectable job that they used to have. But this unnamed person goes in the Metro Bank and literally asks, can I have a box of pens? And they give him a bag full of pens. That's where they come from, Metro Bank. Chris Written Karaoke, sponsored by Metro Bank, serving you 24 hours a day. Oh, yes. Evan, good morning to Evan. Fabulous morning here in Cornwall, as it is here. We've got unbroken sky. Evan, I don't know how long you've been with us, but I recently had my hot water solar panel repaired, and it is working fantastically. I've used no gas in the last month. None whatsoever. Fantastic. Cost me a bit to have it repaired. Cost me about £500 to have it repaired. Two blokes got up there. It was all caked in calcium because there was no water softener thing. I've got this now. I've got a water softener thing to hang in the tank, which I change every 6 months now. And that should solve the problem. But it was all caked up. What they did, the plastic tube, they took it off and they literally banged it with a hammer to release all the crap in there and then run a hose through it for 10 minutes. And that sorted it all out. It works fantastically now, my hot water solar panel. Very pleased with that. Angela, I'm eating my dinner. Your naked arse, I nearly vomited. I doubt that very much, Angela. If I sent you a picture of that naked arse, you'd print it off and hang it on your wall. I know you would, Angela. Don't lie to me, darling. I'm like one of the Australian rugby players. Naked. I am. I've got that sort of physique. I have. It's so true. Thank you, Maureen. Maureen says the TV licence has now gone up to £150 and 50 pence, dear. Oh, God. Incidentally, to watch me, you don't need a TV licence. Perhaps I should do more programmes so you don't need to watch the BBC. You know, I could do my own versions of Are You Being Served? But I don't think I'd be camp enough for that, do you? What with me being sitting here? But I'm probably more a Captain Mannering type. Yes. Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? Oh, you shouldn't sing that. You might upset the Germans. Go away. If you're ever upset by this programme, do yourself a favour. Don't comment. Just turn it off. It's so easy. That's what we used to do when we were kids. If we didn't like something, we didn't go on the internet. Oh, he said this. Oh, she said that. Oh, he's being really homophobic. Tap, 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 tap. No, we just turned it off. Why'd you have to make up such a big bloody song and dance about it? Ray Reynolds, Regina Fong lives. Da-na-na-na. I've got that as well. I've got that music as well here, Ray Reynolds. I've got that. The original version, yes. Alan, you run British Airways. You couldn't run a bath. No, I couldn't, Alan. I don't have a bath here. There's no bath in this house. I think it's disgusting. Laying in a bath. How can you get clean in a bath? You can't. You lay there, dirty, disgusting people, you know, 30-year-old workmen who have been out all day and are covered in mud and sweat. Oh. And they go home and they lay in their baths and the dirt and the sweat just oozes into the bath water. And if I know it's a nice looking bloke, what I do while they're in the bath, I go down at the exit pipe and I saw it and I collect the water as it comes out of their bath. No, seriously, I've got no bath here. I've got a power shower. Oh, yes, you don't. Crust it. And that's why my hair's going, right? Because the power shower is so powerful, it's washed away a lot of my hair. Oh dear. Get a paper bag for your head. It would be cheaper. Thanks very much. There's Gaz Carter. You see Gaz Carter? That's who I went to see the film with last night. Nice lad. Gaz, I don't know if I told you, I had to drive through Deptford and Peckham last night on the way home. That was an experience, dear. My God. Evan. Thank you, Evan. I'm totally off grid here. Solar panel. Oh wow! So you see, I'd love a wind turbine. I've got the hot water solar panel here, Evan. That's the one that wasn't. It didn't work last year actually. I wish I'd got it fixed last year, but it's done now. The pump is fine. It's 13 years old. My hot water. What's it got? A thermal? Is it a thermal solar panel? It's called. So you've only got one of those, which is quite large. And it's, if you want to look it up, Evan, it's a solar twin. They've now gone out of business, but their stuff is looked after by a company called GenFit. Okay, so it's been up there 13 years. It stopped working last year. The pipe, just to explain to people how this works, what happens is I've got a hot water cylinder. It's an indirect system. So in the cylinder, you've got one coil which is attached to the boiler. You know, cold water in, boiler brings it through, heats it up, puts it back in a tank, and there's another coil at the bottom, right, which is the solar panel thing. Okay, so this coil has got its own sort of water in it, right, heating up the water in the tank. So the water goes round this coil. A little pump at the solar panel end sucks up the cold water, right? It goes through the panel, squiggle, 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 squiggle. While it's going through there, the heat from the sun's heating up the water in there, and then it gets returned by gravity to the solar panel, to the tank, and it goes round there, round, very, very hot. And as it goes round, it cools down and goes back up the pipe. And you can tell which pipe is which, because there's one that you can't touch. It's so hot you can't hold it for too long. That's the water coming down from the panel, and the other pipe is kind of warmish. So the heat has been exchanged and it works fantastically. And there's no electricity involved at all either, Evan, because the big solar panel has a small panel there which provides the electricity for the pump to work. Usually 13 years you'd think it would need a new pump, so that's what we thought was wrong, but that wasn't the case. It was actually there were two problems with it. The little solar panel had stopped working properly. It wasn't chucking out much electricity at all for some reason. They don't know why. That's just how it is. So they changed that, and they completely flushed out the system and got rid of all the. It came out like porridge. The water came out like porridge. It was so bad. But they managed to repair it. Now, interestingly enough, Evan, I know you're interested in this. The blokes told me that when they first contacted the solar panel people about these problems, the solar panel people would say, no, well, they can't be repaired. You've got to replace the whole panel, over £1,000. Right, and then you take one off and put the other one on. That's how we're. But they found a way of doing it, and they said to me, "Look, we can try and fix this. We've found a way of doing this. We've got over a 95% success rate." I said, "Well, what do you do then?" He said, "Well, we take the top off. Right, you've got the rubber tube going up and down like that, and we find where it's gone hard, and we literally whack it with a hammer." And then after we've whacked the whole thing round, we then put a hose at one end, disconnect it, and then run the water out, and all the crap comes out. And they've managed to do it themselves, saving me £1,000. That's all right, isn't it? And it works so well at the moment. It really works well now. You can't put your hand under hot water. Certainly today, it'd be so hot. And if you get a day or two of no sun, then it doesn't mean tomorrow there's no hot water. It just means today it won't be as hot as it was yesterday. So you've got the option of just touching the boiler for a couple of minutes to bring it up to heat. Or you can just put up with it. Okay, well, it's slightly not so hot today, but I can put up with that. So it works really well. Solar twin. Yeah, money well spent. And I had that installed 13 years ago. I had my electricity solar panels installed 10 years ago, and I've got just a minute, I'll tell you what it is now. 1 minute. I can tell you what this is, just a minute now. It's This was installed 2006. Oh, wow. So, no, they've been there for 2 years. So the electric solar panels I've got were installed 2006, and I've got a 2.9 Sanyo installation. I've never had any more than 2.4 kilowatts out of that, though. Okay, never had any more than that. Unfortunately, where I am, I'm not south-facing here. So I don't get the maximum benefit I would get. But certainly my electric and gas bills, my combined electricity and gas bill is about £51 a month. And my electric bill in the summer tends to be about £10 a month, something like that. You know, at this very, I haven't got the meter with me up here, it's downstairs. But at this moment, at this time of day, I'm looking at this time of day, I don't get the sun proper until about 11:30. So at the moment, that meter downstairs is probably reading something like 500 watts. All right. Sorry, we're getting a little bit too technical for people here, aren't we? I'll leave it there. Evan's completely off the grid. That's fantastic. I'd love to be off grid. I love to be off grid. I've been looking around, as it happens, Evan, whether you can do something with caravans. You know, to do something there. As yet, I haven't found anything. Plus, of course, I don't know if the site would allow it either. It depends wherever I'm going to go. I would imagine, actually, that the site with the cheaper caravan, which is actually the same site as where I looked at a caravan last week, I would imagine they would allow you to do it, because around all the caravans there, it's very, very personalised there. Whereas at the other one, it seems to be not much personalisation, so I'm not sure they'd allow you to do it. But whether or not you can get specific solar panels for the top roof of a caravan, or maybe at ground level. The trouble is, at ground level, they're very susceptible to being nicked, aren't they? Unless you put some sort of chain around them, and then all chains can be cut. You know, it's like people who steal bikes and things like that. Don't matter how good the chain is, it can be nicked. You know, if someone really wants to nick it, it can get nicked. But I'd love to do the same with the caravan, you see, and have some solar panels there, or some sort of system like that. But I'd love to be off-grid like you. I'd love it. You must have. How long have you been off grid? Evan says, I'm totally off grid here. Solar panels, 2 wind turbines. See, I loved wind turbine, but here I'm surrounded by trees. I did have a bloke come out and look, and he said, oh no, he said it'd be no good round here. I'm afraid you've got too many trees around, and it would create gusts. I think he said it would create gusts or stop a lot of the wind coming through. So you get a bit, but it wouldn't be worth doing, he said. If batteries are not quite topped up for use, a backup generator kicks in, but the generator doesn't kick in much. I think that's fantastic to have that, to have what you've got there, the battery thing. Have you ever had to change the batteries as a matter of interest? Have they been, and you must have seen, I don't know how long you've had your system, you must have seen over time the improvement in battery technology. It's coming along now, isn't it? I do keep an eye on renewable stuff. I find it absolutely fascinating. I think there was one company who were trying to store power in sand and gel, or something like some sand and gel mixture, something like that. Gaz, a ghetto. But Deptford, it is a ghetto, dear. Deptford is a ghetto. It's awful driving through there. Angela, God help firemen if they came to your house if it was on fire. You'd lay in the flames and say, save me, save me. Suppose I would do that too. Yeah, that is correct, Angela. I would absolutely do that. Save me, save me. Oh, I need the kiss of life. Something like that. Oh, dear. I can't come in and see you, Alan. You're right in London, aren't you? You're right in London. London works with the police. Sorry, Alan works with the police, and I'd love to meet the prisoners in their cells. Was there any young ones in there, sort of about 30-ish, 30, 35? You know, that's it. That's how you should sort the prisoners out. Send the gays in, dear. We'll sort them out for you. Don't worry about that. They won't be doing anything like that again. Yeah, look at that. Evan saved about £9,500 on utilities. Yeah, I mean, that's the big benefit of it. But you know what? To be honest, Evan, it's not the money saving that does it for me. Isn't that funny? It's not really, you know, I don't like look at my solar panels and the hot water, even the hot water one, and think to myself, oh, well, that's going to, you know, that's not going to cost me anything to heat water for a while. I just look at it as absolutely fascinating. The fact that you can install something to give you hot water, right, by not digging anything up from the ground, by not burning anything. It's all just automatic. I think it's fantastic. The same with the electricity. Electricity is being made by the sun. Nothing's been burnt. I think it's amazing that, and I do not understand, I really don't understand why it's not in law that every new home should have solar panels or some sort of wind turbine or something like that. We could sort out these power problems in just a few years if they made people do that, you know. Alan, have you taken the tablets? No, I haven't. And I was 2 hours last night for the tablets. And that's why I'm going a little bit longer today to sort of space them out a bit. Because I don't like to, you know, I was 2 hours. I forgot last night. I should take them at 10 and 10, my tablets. 10 and 10, you see. Last night on the way, I'm about 12:15. And suddenly, I haven't taken my tablets. So I pulled over. And as I say, I got a can of, a bottle of Coke Zero and had that with them. And that was all right. So I'm waiting till about 11 o'clock to take them this morning, after which I've got to cycle into town and go swimming as well. I can't go, I'm not going swimming yet because I think the water aerobics, oh no, I think they're 12 o'clock today, the water aerobics, I can't remember now. You don't want to be in there at the same time as them. They're just all over the place. Nice people, but all over the place. Please, can you phone me? Yeah, I'll phone you. I'll phone you. Okay, Evan. Can you just, it's got his number there. Okay. I did try you the other day, actually, Evan, but you weren't there. I think I did leave a message. Did you get my message? You might have been too busy, though. I understand people too busy to call on that. You can put van on gas heating and cooking. Yes, it is on gas. It is on gas, but it's bottles of gas, all right? Angela, our electricity is about $220 a month. Gosh. I know it's expensive in Australia, isn't it? Air conditioning, they don't like to put the air conditioning on because it's so expensive to run the damn thing. You would think somewhere like Australia would have loads of solar panels, wouldn't you? You know, somewhere like that. No battery change. Lithium ion, 10 years. Oh, gosh. So you haven't had the system for more than 10 years. Okay, fair enough. It's got a borehole and onion fitted here, so no water bills. A borehole and onion? What's that then? I know what's an onion? Onion. Yeah. Okay. Angela's got shares in Magnus. They're going to make batteries of graphite. I've heard of that as well. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're going to have to go shortly. Let me just read some of the other messages coming in from, where are we now? Periscope there. Do you ever play at the roller arena? What's the roller arena? I don't know what that is. Is that like roller skating? Oh, I think they've got one of those in Streatham, haven't they? Got a roller skating place in Streatham, somewhere like that. Solar panel, £5,000. Someone says, is it £5,000? I think you can get systems now. They're a lot cheaper than they were when I installed them. But when I had mine installed, the government were paying you 50% back, so it was very expensive to do before the payback. But then I paid for it and I only had to pay half the money. But it's still cheaper now than even I paid as half of it. I think you can get a system for about £5,000 now, or something like that. You want a Helix wind turbine. Helix wind. I'll look that up. Thank you. Helix wind. Helix wind turbine. I'll have a look at that. But as I say, I'd love to have something on the caravan as well. Are you writing me a cheque for £61,000 and $20,000 for the dog, Robert? No! Why would I want a dog? Dogs are lovely, but I couldn't have one here. They require attention, dogs. You can't let a dog... You can do it with a cat. Just give a cat a stroke now and again and it's happy. Dogs require your love and devotion. You know they do. And it's unfair to have a dog if you can't give it that. Lego solar power mixed with Raspberry Pi with Radio Shack. I've seen those kits. I don't understand. I don't know what a Raspberry Pi. I've seen them, but I haven't got a clue what these things do. N says, I've got a metal detector about 8 months now. I wish I had a cute guy to teach me how to handle it. Oh, dear. Let's have a look. Onions cause anemia. Do they? I like onions. They also give you terrible wind as well. Onion. Robert says, my old nickname was the Onion King. I'm sure it was. Gary's off now. Bye-bye, Gary. See you soon, mate. Lovely to see you last night. It really was. And Angela's going to have the rest of her dinner. Gaz is off to work. Good luck, Gaz. Onion is a cesspit tank underground. Oh, don't take the cover off that one, will you? Whatever you do. All right, let's do today's birthdays. We got 11 birthdays to do this morning. Happy birthday today to Marc Deacon. Oh, is that Mark who hasn't got the beard anymore? Yes, it has. Mark, I've got to tell you, a very good friend of mine. Again, another ex-customer from the Black Cap. And Mark had this beard for a while, like a beard. And honestly, it put years on him. He's only 37. And he shaved it off a couple of months ago now. And I immediately put a message, that's so much better. And he thanks me. A lot of the young lads, I don't think, realise, sort of going from the young lads going from young to middle-aged. They seem to be the age group that have these beards. And honestly, it puts 10 years on your age, lads. It's no use sitting there saying, oh, I think it looks good on me. Well, have you not noticed how the girls and the other fellas have stopped chatting you up? It's because you look older now. You know. I mean, you're not as old as me, perhaps, no. Happy birthday, Mark, 37 today. You look fantastic with that beard, all right? Hello to Peter Schooler, 55 years old today. And again, another member of the Black Cap there. Happy birthday to you. Someone's 43 today. You look Asian, but you've got your name is in like different symbols. So I'm really sorry I can't read it. But happy birthday to you, 43 years old. You've got a black T-shirt on and your hands like that in the picture. Happy birthday to you, okay? JoAnnEss Litzman is 70 years old today. Happy birthday, JoAnnEss. Possibly one of our Manilow girls. JoAnnEss Litzman, 70 today. Happy birthday, Joe. All right. Josemar de Lima, Joss, 32 years old today. Lovely picture of you there. Happy birthday to you. Terry Gormley is 67 today. Stephen Best, a young 37 today. Lala. He's been coming around to the karaoke for years. 59 today. Happy birthday, Lala. And Chris Sloan. Hello, Chris. Again, someone I haven't seen for ages. 32 years old today. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Oh, hang on a minute. That's the wrong one, isn't it? Hang on, where is it now? Where's my happy birthday? There it is. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. One more birthday on the end there. Robert says he was 49 on June the 17th. Give me a birthday present. No, you're not having any birthday presents, I'm afraid, Robert. You don't have any birthday presents. I don't do phone calls. Very rarely do I do phone calls on the show. People keep ringing up and they were so boring, it was unbelievable. So I don't bother doing phone calls anymore. All right. Sometimes, very rarely, we do them on the nighttime shows, but we practically don't do them ever now during the day anymore. N. An antiseptic is probably like you could rub lime oil on your lips, but after a while you want to. I don't know about that. Okay, JoAnnEss. Oh, JoAnnEss's off now, as indeed I am. It's time to go, boys and girls. Thanks ever so much for joining us on the show today. Don't forget, if you're in the North London area, I'm hosting karaoke tonight. That's at Central Station Bar, 37 Wharfdale Road in King's Cross, London, N1 9SD for our regular weekly Friday karaoke, starting at 8:30 and finishing at midnight. Have a lovely day on this Friday, and I'll see you again tomorrow morning, hopefully around about the same time. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.